Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP, and welcome to That's a Shoot. I'm gonna go into my spiel about it being a weekly show and yada yada, because it obviously has not been weekly. Um, there's a lot of things going on, and a lot of things that are, um, you know, just it was kind of like I didn't want to do it, right? I didn't want to, have to do this. I didn't want to have to do that. So, but here's the deal. Um, I'm gonna try my best to do it weekly. I'm gonna try my best to do it weekly. I'm not gonna say that it will be weekly or it won't be weekly. I'm gonna try my best. Also, I'm going to go ahead and right now, you will always get the prediction videos. You're always gonna get the prediction video. The next prediction video will be um the for the NXT will be for NXT War Games and Survivor Series. I'm presuming. Presuming that as well. No, actually, the next one will be Hell in a Cell, which will actually be next week, right? I think it'll be next week. We get the sale predictions. And then you'll get the other ones. Um, so as for this and how I've been doing, one of the things that I think was the way I was doing it was that I was doing it so that I was taking something from each week, from each show, right? From Raw, from NXT, from AEW, and from SmackDown, right? I was doing stuff like that, and I was taking anything, and I had to put over and bury, where I was putting over some of the good stuff I saw, and I was putting over some of the, I was burying some of the bad stuff that I saw, right? Um, and with it being on, so then since I wanted to do all those four shows, I wanted to, I wanted to make sure I got in SmackDown, so I would do it on Saturday. Well, guess what? Right, here comes college football in, right? And I want to do college football. I can't sit down and do things, without and my things without watching college football. So that was the reason why I kind of get stopped into doing it weekly. And then it was just also it was very hard to catch up on. I'm doing so much other stuff. It was also hard for me to catch up and if I saw something that I liked to type it down, write it down. By the time I didn't like to type it down, write it down, and then sometimes I was just missing shows completely. NXT and AEW, I was missing those shows completely sometimes because I was watching other things. So yeah, it really was just awful. To be perfectly honest with you, it was awful. So here's what I've decided to do. For as of right now, I'm putting away put over and buried. I'm keeping that to the side. Keeping that to the side. It may come back, it may not come back. But right now, I'm putting to the side, put over and bury. I'm not going to try and you know catch all of the shows, or like watch other shows and say what I like, what I didn't like. I'm not going to try and do all of that, right? That probably isn't what I'm signaling for this name. That's a shoot. Um. So what I probably would do is if there's something that I need to talk about, something that I need to get off my chest, I would probably just make that's a shoot about it, and that's what I probably would do. It probably won't be this big, put over and buries and anything like that. That would probably just be my main topic or part of my main topic or anything like that. So, for instance, if I didn't like the Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, brawl, and I really, no, and that's what I would talk about. I would talk about it in the main topic. I would talk about that. It just wouldn't be. I just wasn't wanting to bury it. It would just be I would talk about it in the main topic. You guys get what I'm saying? So I think that's where I'm gonna go. I'm putting put over Embury to the side for now. I'm not saying that it's going all the way. I'm not saying that it won't make a comeback. I'm just saying for right now, put over Embury is going to the side. Also, I'm also doing them now again on Friday. Since I'm not going to be doing, I'm going to put it over. I'm going to go back on Fridays, and I'm going to keep it that way. It's going to be on Fridays. Put that's a shoot going back to Friday. So every Friday, I shouldn't say every Friday, but on Fridays you will get one that's a shoots from now on. You know, and finally, nothing else changes when it comes to the wrestling. My predictions and my predictions and my rebel reactions still stay the same. Um, yeah, so that's nothing changes with that. Only thing that changes is that's a shoot, put over and bury, put over and buried for now, and and that shoot returns to Fridays. So just minor changes for now. Again, we will see what happens in the future. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and let's talk about our topic for the day: the WWE 2020 draft. Let's get to it. So it started last Friday, day one, and we're just gonna quickly just go through the rounds. Round one, Raw took Drew McIntyre, the WWE Champion, Asuka, the Women's Champion, and the Hurt Business, featuring Bobby Lashley, the United States Champion. While SmackDown got Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion, and Seth Rollins. So Seth Rollins now comes over to SmackDown. I think there could be a possibility where they could change Seth Rollins from face to heel, from heel to face, after the baby is born and everything like that. So they could do that, and then he's perfect to feud with Roman Reigns, and then with that, so that was good. Uh, Round two, AJ Styles, Naomi, Shayna Baszler, the Raw picks, Sasha Banks, and Bianca Belair at the SmackDown picks. Interesting that they took Bianca Belair and they took her that early too. I know that Vince is very high on her, and they've been doing these things on Raw for her, so maybe she gets something started over there. Round three was Ricochet, Mandy Rose, and The Miz and John Morrison for Raw. Jey Uso and Rey and Dominic Mysterio for on SmackDown. Obviously, Jey Uso's going to be with Roman Reigns, but they had to do that. And looks like they might continue on with Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio just for a little while longer. So that's something that we have to see. Round four, the New Day. This is where everybody went crazy. They took the New Day, the SmackDown Tag Team Champions at the time, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. But then the next pick was SmackDown, and they took Big E. And there's a lot of people that are saying, well, logically in kayfabe, why would Raw only want the SmackDown Tag Champions? Why wouldn't they want to take Big E? You know, wouldn't wouldn't you see that maybe if SmackDown was the first pick, then yeah, maybe SmackDown would say, we're taking Big E. You know, so. Also in round four, Dana Brooke and Angel Garza went to Raw. Otis stayed on SmackDown. In round five, Alberto Carrillo, Drew Gulak, and Tucker went to Raw, and Murphy and Kalisto stayed on SmackDown. Murphy went over to SmackDown from Raw. So that was day one. Very interesting day. They broke up some tag teams and some things. Broke up Otis and Tucker. They also broke up of the New Day with Big E. Seth Rollins now comes to SmackDown. Bianca Belair as well. And the Miz and Morrison switched places. And Naomi and AJ Styles are interesting. We'll see what they do with them. I'm hoping that AJ Styles is not there to feud with Drew McIntyre, at least for the championship. This I don't know why they're now They're doing it. If they're gonna have Randy Orton lose to Drew McIntyre 3 times, and what was this entire year for? Was Randy Orton? It made no sense. What was this entire year for? To build him up just to put Drew McIntyre over? No. Randy Orton should be the WWE champion after Hell in a Cell. And if he's not, it's there is some major things that they need to talk about in that office, because it's no way that should have happened. No way. Day 2 was Monday. And in the first round, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, and Charlotte Flair were drafted to Raw. Bayley and the Street Profits were drafted to SmackDown. To on Raw, the best thing they did was they had Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, who was drafted from SmackDown to Raw. They switched titles with the Street Profits, who was drafted from Raw to SmackDown. So that was it. Second round, Braun Strowman, Matt Riddle, and Jeff Hardy were drafted from SmackDown to Raw. And Daniel Bryan and Kevin Owens were drafted to SmackDown. Kevin Owens going from Raw to SmackDown. Matt Riddle seems to be like a very interesting one, because nobody seems to like Matt Riddle. You know, Seth Rollins said that he wasn't going to, that Matt Riddle could, go home, that he wasn't going to have a match with him. And when Matt Riddle is drafted to Raw and Seth Rollins is on SmackDown. So, yeah. See, a lot of people don't like Matt Riddle. The Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins. They all don't like Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle needs to shut his mouth and just, do what he needs to do. Stop doing this. I don't know if there's anything to do with the allegations or anything like that, or if there's anything to do with him running his mouth about the legends. I think that has more to do with that than any of the allegations that were against him during the Speaking Out movement. So that's that. Round 3, Retribution, Keith Lee and Alexa Bliss were drafted to Raw. Lars Sullivan and King Corbin were drafted to SmackDown. Round 4, Elias, Lacey Evans, and Sheamus to Raw. Sami Zayn, the Intercontinental Champion, and Cesaro Nakamura stays on SmackDown. Elias, very interestingly, drafted to Raw right after a very competitive and very, very good triple threat match between Styles, Rollins, and Hardy, in which, at the end of the match, Elias hit Hardy with the guitar. And later on that evening, Elias talked about how he, Jeff Hardy ran him over. So I'm glad they are sticking with that. Sticking with that theory, and that's what they should do. That's continuity. That's something that we've been asking for. That's something that we've been asking for. So good on them for staying with continuity. Round 5, Nikki Cross, R-Truth, and Dabba-Kato was taken for Raw. Ziggler and Rude and Apollo Crews were taken to SmackDown. Round 6, we had Titus O'Neil, Peyton Royce, and Akira Tozawa for Raw. And Carmella and Aleister Black were taken on SmackDown. And for round 7, Lana, Riddick Moss, and Arturo Ruas was put on Raw. Natalya and the Riot Squad was moved from Raw to SmackDown. So here's some other things. Lucha House Party, Lindsay Dorado and Grand Metalik, they were added to the Raw roster on Monday. And so they're going there without Kalisto, so that's interesting. And Shorty G was added to the SmackDown roster after he went undrafted on Friday as well. So two people went undrafted, Andrade and Mickie James. It seems like that Mickie James was a thing, and I'm not sure about Andrade. That's one of the big things. Where does he go? But Mickie James, I think, is being moved to Raw. I think she's staying on Raw. So I think that is, I think that was said Sometime in the future. So, but we'll see. We'll see if anything changes. Not in the draft pools were Becky Lynch, Jimmy Uso, Ivar, Sonya Deville, Edge, Jinder Mahal, Samoa Joe, Mojo Rawley, The Forgotten Sons, Bo Dallas, Big Show, John Cena, Bill Goldberg, Ronda Rousey, and The Undertaker. Now, with some of those, you can understand why part timers, Big Show, John Cena, Goldberg, The Undertaker are part timers, right? Edge is a part timer. Becky Lynch, obviously off her pregnancy. Who knows if she will even come back? Ivar, with his injury, and Eric, you could put him with that as well. Eric, both the Viking Raiders, out with injuries. Sonya Deville, she's gonna take time off anyway, but then the whole thing happened with the stalker, so she's out. Who knows when she will come back? Jinder Mahal is out with an injury. Samoa Joe, is obviously he's got his injury issues and he's doing more commentating than now. Mojo Rawley, I'm not sure what he's up to. The Forgotten Sons, we know about that, and they were taken off TV after Jackson Riker made some pro-Trump uh, tweets and everything like that. You got the locker room kind of wild up, and Bo Dallas, who knows where what's his face, Curtis Axel was released. So who knows what they're gonna do with Bo Dallas? So it's we'll really have to wait and see. And see what will happen, what will go down, and what is going to be the interesting parts of this thing. When you look at when you look at the roster, exactly. Um, for Raw, and you talk about um, no, they actually have on here Eric of the Viking Raiders is on Raw. So I'm not sure about that because I didn't read anywhere he was drafted or do know that they did do some other things afterwards, but I'm not sure. Um, But okay, but we just go through it. Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, R-Truth, AJ Styles, The Fiend, Randy Orton, Braun Strowman, Matt Riddle, Jeff Hardy, Keith Lee, Ricochet, Elias, Sheamus, Andrew Gardner, Alberto Carrillo, Drew Gulak, Tucker, Deborah Kato, Titus O'Neil, Akira Tozawa, Riddick Moss, Arturo Ruas, and Eric. That's what they have for the men as singles. For the women, Asuka, Flair, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Lacey Evans, Nikki Cross, Peyton Royce, and Lana. The men's team slash factions, The New Day, The Hurt Business, Miz and Morrison, Retribution, Lucha House Party, and the women's teams, Baszler and Jax, Rose, and Dana Brooke. For SmackDown, Reigns, Zayn, Rollins, Bryan, Owens, Uso, Big E, Aleister Black, Apollo Crews, Otis, Murphy, Kalisto, Lars Sullivan, King Corbin, Shorty G. The women, Bayley, Sasha, Bianca, Carmella, Natalia, Billie Kay, Tamina, and Zelina Vega. The men's teams, the Street Profits, Cesaro Nakamura, Ziggler and Rude, Ray and Dominic Mysterio. And the women's tag teams, the Riot Squad. So, and any of these could change at any time um, because who knows what they would think of and who knows how they would feel. So, um, that's just who they are. That's just what they're gonna do. So, yeah. Um, that being said, my quick thoughts about that is that I'm interested in seeing what they do. I'm hoping that there was enough changes so that there would be some newer and fresher matchups. Like I said, I'm hoping that AJ Styles moved not to Fiend, not to wrestle with Drew McIntyre for the championship, but to feud with him with other things, and also to get away from Paul Heyman, who's back on SmackDown. Randy Orton should be the champion. There's enough baby faces, for Randy Orton to fight over the next 3 or 4 months. They've got he's got Matt Riddle, he's got Jeff Hardy, he's got Keith Lee, you know, and they can easily, do another Drew McIntyre thing after, back in January. Because even if you wanted to, that's something that you could do. I personally would like to see Edge versus Orton in an I Quit match for the title, but they don't have to do that. They can have Randy Orton beat Drew McIntyre, like I said, and have him face Matt Riddle, Jeff Hardy, and Keith Lee over the next few title defenses, and then at the Royal Rumble, he could face Drew McIntyre again, and Drew can win it back then. So, because I'm thinking they're gonna try to get a venue for the Royal Rumble. It's not gonna be in the Thunderdome. I think they're gonna try to get a venue with real people. So, but I think that's one of the rumors. So, that'd be good. And then I think the women's is also good. I mean, I think people have been wanting Naomi to have a shot, so this is her chance now. I think, you know, I think this is perfect. I think for her to get a chance at Asuka. I think obviously Lana's gonna get a title match at on Monday Night Raw, but that doesn't mean that she's not next. I think obviously Alexa Bliss is a great choice as well. And when Charlotte comes back, she will obviously be the one who goes after. I think she's gonna go after Nia Jax, and then she'll go after Asuka with the title on SmackDown. Also, we got Roman Reigns. I think again he's got Daniel Bryan, he's got Kevin Owens, he's got Jey Uso, Big E, and Paul Cruz. They can obviously turn stuff around with babyface for Reigns, but I definitely think we've got some good stuff for Reigns in the future. Let's get some good stuff for Sami Zayn as well. For the women, Bayley, Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, Carmella, Natalya, Billie Kay, Tamina, and Zelina Vega all can work in their division. I don't know who I'm gonna be honest, I'm not expecting Sasha Banks to win at Hell in a Cell. But if she does win, that's perfectly fine because she can also continue on with Bayley, but then you're talking about Carmella, Natalya. She's got some good talent to work with if she were to win. So yeah. This is all some really, really fun stuff, and I think I cannot wait to see what this new era in both Raw and SmackDown bring. Starting tonight, in fact. All right, y'all. That was my recap of the 2020 WWE Draft. Folks are coming down below to what you guys think. Let me know what you guys thought about the draft. Who did you guys see? What did you guys like? What did you guys didn't like about it? Who do you think should anybody should not have gone any places? Should they have broken up the New Day? Should they have, done anything else that you think they shouldn't have done? Let me know down in the comment section. And also a reminder, the That's a Shoot is back on Fridays. So you're going to want to make sure to click the notification bell so that when I do put out the video, just in case you forget, you get that reminder. So hit that notification bell so that it can remind you when I put out a new video, and also when I go live for my regular reactions. So make sure you do that. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy AJTRIP signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.